The following show contains views and opinions that may not be suitable for all audiences. Audience discretion is advised.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to Thespian Talk. I am your host, Gomer the Ranting Thespian, and with me this week we have Scolipendra.
Hey,
And we have back again, finally, after so much time, we have Erin Mills.
Hello.
Wow, it's been a couple of weeks, and there's some good reasoning for that. One, the whole coronavirus thing is just fucking everything up, just to put it lightly. And also, since I got off the road for pretty much for good at this point, as I mentioned last week, if this is your first show coming in, I got off the road recently because it was not doing really good for my mental or physical health. So it's like, yeah, let's find something else. Thus, more time to do these shows. But I really should have announced it like on social media. I'm kind of hit or missing on that one lately. But doing it bi-weekly for a few episodes at least to get myself and to get everybody who's involved, who wants to be involved, stay involved, or even get newly involved, a chance to kind of acclimate to the show scheduling, the show recording, and all of that good stuff. So bi-weekly, at least for a few episodes, and then once we get the toes wet and everything going, we'll go back to weekly episodes. Now that there's all the time in the world, at least in my case. So yeah, Erin, it's been a while since you've been on here. How have you been?
I'm fine.
Alrighty.
Sorry, I've just been working. That's it. I drive for Amazon, so.
Oh.
Shit, that's rough.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas again.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, you know, like in our group thing, you've told us some tales about some people. Just oh no.
Mm-hmm.
I do not envy, not at all. Scolipendra, how have you been the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I've been actually pretty good. I mean, just basically hanging out at home. I mean, really, not much has changed except for, people panic buying. That's obviously affected me a bit, but,
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, and yeah, the virus is getting closer and closer to my neck of the woods. In fact, it is in my neck of the woods. There was like one case that affected a friend of mine over in Marianna, Florida, which, for those who don't know where Marianna, Florida is, I am in Graceville. It is in Jackson County, Florida, and Marianna is in the middle of the county. I'm at the northwest end. So to give you guys an idea of how close it is to me personally. It's also a case or two up in Dothan, Alabama, which is a similar distance from me. So it's closing in. It's going to get me. Nah, probably not. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could have it right now. I don't know. But regardless, whether you do have it, whether you don't have it, as usual, take your precautions. Wash your hands, social distance. Don't go running to the beaches like a whole bunch of tourists are doing coming down here.
That shit.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And it ties into a little bit to one of the stories I'm going to share later on in the show, but Florida, we do have a reputation of being just absolutely bug nuts, and it's well deserved. This is one of those cases where, no, it's not the residents doing it, it's the snowbirds. It's your goddamn spring breakers and snowbirds that's doing this, and I'm talking in terms of the beaches. So, again, our reputation is well deserved. Not us this time. In fact, we're trying to convince the governor to say, hey, mandate every beach being closed. Some cities are doing that. They are doing that. I think, especially some of the southern beaches, I think have done it. I want to say Panama City Beach has done it. And again, feel free to double check on me and let me know if I'm inaccurate or something. But at least cities are taking the proper precautions, even here. Now, Graceville is home to the Baptist College of Florida, which I think I feel like I mentioned it on some podcasts that I've recorded before, but for those who don't already know, it is one of the least inclusive Baptist colleges in the country, if not the world. And so they like to try and exert their influence over the city because they're that kind of a Christian. And even they and all of the churches around here are basically like, no, stay home. Don't be an idiot. Stay home. Businesses around here are either shutting down if they're non-essential, or they're taking other precautions, like takeout or delivery or drive-through, whichever the case may be. But there is one business, that, because they are not legally obligated to shut down, every other business and church around here done so of their own volition, basically. Because, as much shit as I will talk about Graceville, we're not full of idiots. We really aren't. But this one business, it's a bingo hall. They are staying open because they want to make money from desperate rednecks coming from Alabama and Georgia just to play bingo.
That's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, and if that spreads everything through my hometown and decimates the population around here, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
But thankfully, most of us, I could probably go and drive 100 miles an hour down the city street and not hit anybody. I don't recommend it, by the way. I'm not going to do that because that is stupid. I'll do a lot of...
Could be worse.
Yeah?
I've been having earthquakes all fucking week.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's right. Ooh.
Yeah. Last Wednesday, a 5.7 hit. Literally about 5 miles from where I live.
Eesh.
So we've had tremors and aftershocks for the last few days.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
on top of everything else.
Yeah.
We're not on lockdown yet, and comparatively speaking, we seem to have relatively few cases.
Yeah.
Confirmed cases than most, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's still just kind of fucking weird around here.
Yeah. I mean, and for all of the precautions that we are taking down here, it doesn't seem as weird, because every time I have gone out, because I've had to go out, just to get out of the house, go for a drive, which going for a drive, you don't have to get out and talk to anybody. So you just stay in your car, hence drive through, that sort of thing. But I go around town and doesn't seem much different. Granted, it's also a small town, so not much changes to begin with, but still. But that may change and may not change. Larger cities like Salt Lake area or New York City or wherever, yeah, there's going to be some hellacious changes. So it's a bit relative. Speaking of other areas, what about where you're at, Scolipendra?
Well, there's 5 confirmed cases in my county. It's probably more, to be honest. That's 5 confirmed cases. And, most of us are just, I don't know, I think... Well, I'm pretty sure they've closed all the non-essential businesses. We're not exactly on lockdown that I know of, but... people are only going out to grocery shop. People are being pretty smart about it. I haven't really heard of any, cases of, that bingo hall incident, but,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all just being careful, making sure we don't catch it.
Yeah, and for those of us who create content, who have the time to create content on a more regular basis, those of us like myself and others that we all know, we're at home most of the time anyway, so it doesn't affect us too much in terms of our daily routine. But at the same time, it's like, oh, what if I want to go to my favorite pizza place? I can't do that. Which, in comparison to everything else going on, it is minor. But,
Yeah.
And there are solutions. There are obvious solutions that are out there. People have been mentioning it on Twitter and all of that because, that's where we go and we discuss things. Well, not just Twitter, but it's the big one. But nobody in power wants to implement it, or the people that do don't have the power to do it because that's a whole different thing I'm not going to get into yet. But there was one thing in the last episode. I teased about it in the main episode. Ended up putting it in the curtain call as kind of a test pilot thing. And there is a Twitter called Reddit Ships, which is basically, it takes screenshots of certain Reddit threads that go under our relationships. And some of them are good, some of them are wacky, some of them are just, what the fuck? Other ones, you read the first sentence and you're telling the person, go, run. Do the Joestar secret technique and get the fuck out of there. And take your shot, that's a JoJo reference. So, this one this week, I dug through like the last 5 days of them as of this recording, and I tried to find one that wasn't too long, not too short, nothing that will make any of us scream at whoever's there, at least not in any serious manner. But this one here is also kind of relatable to me because I have been in a situation similar to this. And when I read through it, y'all are probably going to ask, wait, how? What the hell? Or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe you've been in it yourself. So, here is this thing. And the thread title is, how do I ask my boyfriend to stop shitting so much? Oh dear.
Maybe he has IBS.
Well, let's find out. My boyfriend, 21, and I, 22, have been quarantined together for a few days. We're fairly new in this relationship, so we haven't spent too many nights together yet. My present issue is that he goes to the bathroom quite noisily and often, 3 times since we've been up, guys. What the fuck? Again, like Scully said, stomach issues, basically. Yeah. Coming from a home where bathroom habits are taboo and not really talked about, I am downright disgusted that I have to listen and smell him so often in the day. We're in a hotel right now, and I have to get used to the public, and I have used the public restroom each time that I felt the urge to go. How do I, and should I even bring it up to him that it bothers me? He tried to get back into bed with me this morning after I heard him go, and I didn't want him to touch me. It's been kind of awkward all day, and he can sense the hostility on my end, but I don't know how to tell him what's bothering me. TLDR, how do I ask my boyfriend to shit quietly without hurting his feelings? Okay. Now, when I lived in Indianapolis, with Ari, he would sometimes complain about how loud my shits were. Because here's the thing. Bathrooms generally have, the echoes. You don't, for whatever reason, society has decided we should tile our bathroom walls and floors for the most part. There are some that have like carpeted bathrooms, which if your toilet leaks, that's going to be really bad. But basically, it's nothing that's going to absorb sound too much. And your toilet bowl is no exception. It's just a fact of thing. And Ari eventually got over it because he was like, oh wait, that's how sound works. At least I think he did. It's been a few years, but it's one of those things where it's just, I think you both are going to agree with me that the biggest thing you do is just sit down and talk to him. And at this point, the bathroom habits are taboo. It's gonna sound harsh, but you need to get over it. Seriously, like, sit down, talk to him, let him know. And if it's something that he can't really control very well, because we all have bad days. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on this, Erin?
Not really.
Okay. But yeah, so I this is a thing I do want to turn into a full segment on its own. This is the first one I've actually not just hinted at, but actually did during the podcast itself, because, well, it'll be fun. It'll be a little bit different for a given value of fun. Some might be serious, some like this, not so serious, but at the same time, it's the answer is kind of obvious, like I said, and I'm gonna repeat it. Sit down and talk to him. That's all you need to do. Just say, hey, Oh, Lordy B. So I do want to talk a minute about some of the stuff that is, for those who actually, who do pay attention to, like, I mentioned content creation a little bit ago. And I really should have put this a little closer to the front before we got into other things, but yeah, still getting back into show mode, I guess. If you're keeping an eye on my stuff, you'll notice that I've got new videos going up, gameplay videos and all that good stuff. Shooting for a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule at this point, usually about 4 p.m. Central Time, at least when they go live on the site, rtgomer.com. And then I set them live on YouTube a little bit later or at the same time because of the way YouTube works, I can't just set it private because patrons have to get it early themselves, So can't just set it to private. You gotta set it to unlisted so they can see it, and then you gotta remember to set it public later. I wish YouTube would have a system that would allow you to set something unlisted and then say, okay, at this time you can set it from unlisted to public. They got it with private. Private's fine. It's the unlisted that they need to work with.
Yeah, they do need to work on that.
And speaking of YouTube, Erin, you had a stream yesterday, right?
Yes, I did. I did a 12-hour stream yesterday.
Yeah. How did that go? I'm sorry I missed it.
It's fine. It went great, aside from YouTube being YouTube in a couple of places.
Yeah.
But we got through it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, YouTube gonna YouTube.
Yeah, I love this. It's like, oh yeah, anybody can upload. It's like, it's great. Here's this video that's on YouTube that, yes, belongs to someone else, but it's like something that's not publicly available from anywhere all that much. You can't get it on DVD, can't do this, can't do that.
Yeah.
It's been uploaded to YouTube, presumably with ads on it, but the person that uploaded it to the account obviously doesn't care about that. They just want the shit to be available.
Yeah.
You try streaming it. Nope, your stream shut down.
Oh, god damn it. Consistency, YouTube. Can we have that? Apparently not. Oh, just
God. But otherwise, it was fine.
Yeah.
We course corrected. We went on. We did all that. That's why I'm not exactly as energetic as I normally would be today. So
yeah, very understandable. Very understandable. But with that, I know it's kind of a short first half, but I really wanted to get to the news story, so we're gonna take ourselves a small break. Get my ad stuff out of the way, and then come on back and we'll talk about the news. So we'll see you then. Hey folks, we'll get back to the show in a moment, but first I want to tell you about Patreon. Patreon is what I use to get around all of the YouTube adpocalypse bullshit, and while I don't have a lot right now, every little bit does help. And if you like what you hear or what you see on any of my videos or podcasts, head on over there. For as little as $1 a month, you can get all of these things early before anybody else does, and you can get them completely ad-free. Yeah, I know YouTube right now is technically ad-free, but at some point, I'm probably going to get big enough to where ads will start coming in, and those can be annoying, so you want to avoid that, right? If you go ahead and go now over to patreon.com/gomer21xx, leave $1, $5, doesn't matter how much, you can get all of these. Again, you can get them early, and you get them without ads, even when I reach the point on YouTube to where ads can be put on these videos. So it's a win-win. And you can even avoid the ads that go up on the Anchor versions that go out to all of the other websites that are out there. No ads. It's great. So that's patreon.com/gomer21xx. Howdy, everybody. And I am Gomer, and I am here with another I Am game. That makes no sense. I realize that, and I do not apologize for it at all. But no, in all seriousness, I do have a game to talk about this week, and I want to talk about the new Animal Crossing game that just came out within the last week as of this recording. And this is my first Animal Crossing game. I never really got into the series before this. I didn't think it was my thing. It's just, okay, whatever, people are having fun, that's fine. But it's like, you know what? It's on the Switch. Switch is definitely a good social game platform for all of Nintendo's wireless faults, online faults, or whatever you want to call them. But it's interesting. It's like a little bit of Minecraft, a little bit of Harvest Moon / Stardew Valley, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it's all with cute little people and anthro animals. You know, the furries love it, and who could blame them? But it's really cool. You get this whole island, you get to develop into this like little village, and it's really cool. I haven't done too much yet. I've only had it for a couple of days myself as of this recording, but yeah, I never thought I could get into it, and you know, I'm not going to be like some power player, stream this for like 5 hours a day type of person, but it's still fun. It's a good, enjoyable little thing if you want to just take your mind off of all these other things and just go and just fart around on an island for a little bit and gather some things. If that's your idea of a relaxing time, then yeah, this is for you. And it's not just gathering things. You can build things, you know, like I said, Minecraft, Stardew Valley type game. That's the best way I can describe it. Even though I think Animal Crossing predates definitely Stardew Valley, but I don't know about Minecraft. I think it even predates Minecraft a little bit. So Animal Crossing came first. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to grab it, it's like it's the typical $60. And even during this whole coronavirus panic, as that's going on during this recording, if you've got money and you have the means to do so, you can get it on the eShop. So, you know, hopefully you got the memory space for it. If you don't, it's not much I can really tell you. I'm sorry. But yeah. So yeah, Animal Crossing New Horizon, definitely recommended by me. So yeah, back to the show. And we are back from our break, and yeah, it's not hasn't been quite as rambly, at least, well, less rambly than usual, but we have news. And our first one comes out of Tullahoma, Tennessee. Wonder where in Tennessee that is. But doesn't matter, because thieves at the Piggly Wiggly on East Lincoln attempted
Least Incan?
Yeah,
Least
Incan, yeah.
I used to play drums for Least Incan.
There you go.
It was a Bendy and the Ink Machine themed rock band. It was terrible.
But these thieves attempted a Mission Impossible style break-in, cutting holes in the roof to gain entry from above, like you do. However, police say despite the work put into cutting several holes in the roof of the business, the thief or thieves did not gain entrance. Instead, the holes they left behind in the ceiling of the store caused flood damage. Oops. They came into the store in the morning and found water pouring through the roof in several places, the police report reads, noting there were 2 holes found cut in the roof. Water had leaked onto merchandise in several areas, causing damage. Police said specifically that there were also holes cut over the office area of the business, suggesting the thief had plans to burglarize that area of the store. Preliminary estimates of the roof damage set the loss at $1,000 prior to assessing the loss of inventory due to water damage. And is it me, or is $1,000 for roof damages on the cheap side? Especially if you're literally cutting holes into it? That just seems cheap in comparison. But still, it's like, did these thieves not realize how roofs and ceilings worked? Like when it comes to a place of business like the Piggly Wiggly or your Walmart or what have you, or maybe not even your Walmart, but a lot of places, and again, I don't pay too much attention to the ceilings, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but you have your roof, and then you cut through to like kind of a crawl space or whatever, and then you cut through that to get into the store. Did they forget that part? Because it didn't say whether they found holes in like the ceiling leading to, just in the roof. Which, as I mentioned, you know, you have crawl space in between them. Did they cut all the way through? Because I imagine they might have, but... Or maybe they tried and realized, oh shit, I have acrophobia, what the fuck am I doing? And got themselves out of there. So Erin, what are your thoughts?
I don't know if either of you or anyone listening actually bothered to see the movie version of Battleship.
Oh God.
But the entire beginning of the movie is the main character who we're supposed to believe is an irresponsible dickbag, and this actually bears out, meets a girl at a bar, falls for her. She wants a burrito. She can't get a burrito. He drives to this convenience store, which is apparently the only convenience store in town, and this town apparently does not have Taco Bell or Del Taco or anything like that.
Oh, so he lives in Graceville.
I don't know. This is in fucking Hawaii. So...
Okay.
Anyway, he drives to this convenience store, which closes down. Can't get the burrito for the girl, after he promised her he would get her one.
Oh, no.
He breaks into the goddamn convenience store through the goddamn roof.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, these guys, he falls right through the acoustic ceiling tiles.
Oh, no.
Nukes the burrito, gets arrested, but manages to hand it to her when she shows up unexpectedly. This is all I can think of.
Wow. God.
Where the story's concerned.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually another thing that I didn't even take into consideration in my description. Those types of ceilings, acoustic ceilings, you said, or whatever.
Yeah. Just acoustic ceiling tiles is just what I call them.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Those are not made for dudes to be crawling on.
No. Although, admittedly, the scene itself, when you look on when they cut to the security camera, is fun because he just falls right through and literally bounces off the aisle with the chips off the shelves.
Scully, do you have any...
Terrible movie, but that was an interesting bit.
There you go. Scully, do you have anything?
I mean, if you're gonna frickin' burglarize a store, I mean, might not want to imitate the movies, because, yeah. These guys were dumb.
Yeah, very much so. So, speaking of dumb, we're going over to Utah. Beaver, Utah. And I've been to Beaver. I think, Erin, you said you've been there too, right?
No,
you haven't. Okay, I'm the only one.
That's down at the far southern end of the state. I don't get down there very often.
Okay, yeah, well, but yeah, just a fun fact before we get into the story. I don't remember if I've told it before, but we have new listeners. So Beaver, as is a little Flying J truck stop off the interstate. They have like a little gift shop or whatever, with shirts that say, "I kid you not, I love Beaver." They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure everybody else who has a similar mindset to me is thinking, hey, Beaver, hey. Okay. Yeah. Immature moment out of the way. 2 men and a woman, not a good way to start a story coming from Beaver, were arrested in Beaver Monday following a report of an attempted home invasion. Beaver County Sheriff Cameron Knoll told St. George News that approximately 4:30 a.m., dispatch received a call about a person attempting to break into the home of an elderly couple. They tried to kick the door down, and residents were in there waiting for the police, Noel said. The woman was hiding in the house, and her husband was standing near the door with a shotgun. I'm assuming it's the old couple. The homeowner also told dispatch their security camera had caught 2 men attempting to kick open the door, tearing off screens to the outside windows, according to a probable cause statement. It's a good thing they didn't get through the door. They might not have lived, Noel said. I'll give you that. Noel said deputies responded to the scene within 3 to 5 minutes of the call. Damn good time. When the home invader saw police lights, they got into a vehicle and sped away from the house. Police got into a small pursuit with the suspects in town and then eventually got them stopped, Noel said. 1 guy took off on foot. We will come back to this guy later. In the police statement, it was reported that the car stopped or possibly broke down near Center Street and the passenger fled on foot. Ammunition, narcotics, and a tactical vest were found in the vehicle, but it was unknown whether the home invaders had a gun, Noel said. The driver, identified as Braden Bowler of Las Vegas, stated that the passenger may have gone to the house they were staying at. According to the statement, Bowler said the passenger was Reynaldo Alvarez, also of Las Vegas, and that his girlfriend, Sandra Arzola, was also at the address. Bowler was escorted to the hospital since he was complaining of chest pain. After being released, he was transported to the Beaver County Jail. So I'm going to skip down a little bit in our copy because it does get a little dense. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, okay, why is this in the show? Remember that guy who went out on foot? So the report states that later, a man had been in the dumpster located on the west side of Interstate 15 on Route 21, and he was found when a garbage truck picked up the dumpster and dropped its contents into the back of the truck. Rule number 7. Do not hide in dumpsters, especially before garbage day. If you're going to commit a crime in an area, not that you should, but if you're going to, and it's going to require you to hide, know when the garbage men run. If you're going to do it in Graceville, don't do it on Thursday or Friday. Don't do it anyways because it's my goddamn city, so shut the fuck up, don't even fuck do it. But know your situation, people. And I understand it, and I can understand a little bit at this point because 3 of them, I don't think the article says why they were going after, robbing this home. They probably, there was drug paraphernalia, might be because of that. But who knows? Desperation makes you do weird things. But even in desperation, take a moment like, oh, hey, wait a minute. Take a moment. Take a moment, breathe. If you're hell-bent on doing this crime, do your research. Scully, we're going to start with you on this one. What do you have to say?
Hiding in a dumpster, huh?
Yep.
Wow. I got nothing. That speaks for itself.
I can see that. I admit that one paragraph is the sole reason I picked this story. Well, that takes place in Beaver, and I'm immature. Erin, do you have any thoughts?
No, I'm looking later in the thing, and the story says they're gang-affiliated people out of Las Vegas, dangerous people. Think about this. How much of a blow to your ego must it be to know you got busted because your ass got dumped into the back of a garbage truck? I mean, this guy probably has a reputation as a fucking badass in Vegas.
Yeah.
And now they're not going to let him live this down.
No.
Doesn't matter if he goes to jail or not. Ain't nobody going to let him live this down.
It's like, yeah, just like, he goes back home. He's like, yeah, man, how was it in Utah? I was all right. I got busted for trying to rob some old people with a gun and all that. And
kind of went south, it happens. Heard you ended up in a garbage truck there, Chief.
It's like,
fuck you, Ted.
So our next story comes from page6.com, which is a site I've never been familiar with, or I might have seen once or twice, but it's interesting. I'm using it for this show just because it's new.
Technically speaking, the name generally refers to the fact that most entertainment and celebrity news and the gossip rags are on page 6 of any given tabloid, usually.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so... Ooh, excuse me. It's Britney, comrade. That's how they started.
Oh, boy.
Oh, and yes, I do understand that reference. Britney Spears has called for a socialist-style redistribution of wealth and for workers to strike to support each other during the current crisis. The 38-year-old pop star, said to be worth $59 million, shared the words of writer Mimi Zhu, I think that's how you pronounce it, on her Instagram, which includes the line, "We will feed each other, redistribute wealth, strike." Spears captioned a graphic saying Zhu's words, "Communion moves beyond walls," and added red rose emojis, a symbol associated with the Democratic Socialists of America. I did not know this. I will take this into account later. The left-wing organization seemed stirred up by Spears' solidarity, taking to social media to proliferate the post along with a message, "It's Britney, comrade." Zhu's post, regrammed by Spears, declares, "During this time of isolation, we need connection now more than ever. Call your loved ones, write virtual letters." I thought letters were letters, even if it's digital, but that nitpicking. Technologies like virtual communication, streaming, and broadcasting are part of our community collaboration. We will learn to kiss and hold each other through the waves of the web. We will feed each other, redistribute wealth, strike. We will understand our own importance from the places we must stay. Communion moves beyond walls. We can still be together. And this paragraph is important to note. Spears, who isn't known for her political commentary, doesn't control her vast fortune. Let me repeat that. She does not control her vast fortune. This is important for a later paragraph in the story. She has been under the conservatorship of her father, Jamie Spears, since 2008. By the way, this was, she's definitely an adult at this time. But continued to work, including touring and a lucrative Las Vegas residency until last year, when she took a break amid reports of her father suffering poor health. There's a whole lot to unpack with that one, but that's not the point of this article. Spears has been taking part in the hashtag Do Your Part challenge on Instagram, telling fans in need during the coronavirus crisis to reach out if they need help buying food or provisions for their children. She also offered advice to calm her followers by alluding to her past troubles and how she overcame them. So many of us get stir-crazy about what is going on, and although I don't have all the answers, I do know how to try and stay strong and positive and show courage. While this new post has fans wondering if Spears is becoming a socialist or maybe feeling the burn, some went wild with their comments on her feed, including one user who wrote, "Queen of the proletariat," and another added, "Socialist Queen." Yet many others were skeptical, because of course there are. One user responded, "Says the most isolated woman on earth," while someone else wrote, "Let me know when you're ready to redistribute that wealth of yours." Rewind to 3 paragraphs before. She doesn't control her vast fortune, which may not be common knowledge, but might start to be more common knowledge, I hope. So, yeah. So, for Britney Spears, and even without being able to control her vast fortune as much as we would like her to be able to, she is at the very least reaching out and offering to help however she can. She may not be able to go up to every Joe Schmo on the street and just give them $2,000, but she is at least trying something. It's better than just gathering all your buddies and singing an inspirational video and not demonstrably putting your money where your mouth is. If and yes, I know you all know what I'm alluding to, and if any of them have by the time this episode is up, feel free to correct me and point me to it, because I would like to be wrong in that. But she is out there demonstrably doing more than a lot of other people have been doing that have the means to do so, from what I am seeing. Erin, we'll start with you on this one.
There's really not much to say. I care little for the political beliefs of celebrities.
Right.
I really don't. I can't, to say that they don't have an influence for being celebrities is to be disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking strictly for me, I could care less what any goddamn celebrity says about anything politically.
Right.
I really don't care.
Yeah. Very, very, understandable. And, yeah.
So, I'm just a little tired, honestly, of the discourse. I'm tired of everybody in this all or nothing. You're with us or against us. Capitalism is bad, therefore we must all go communist and all that, and hearing shit. And it's just like, there's just a point where I'm just like, do you have any plan for implementing all this beyond smashing the system?
Yeah.
It's fine if you don't, but at least be honest about the fact that you have no fucking plan.
Yeah.
And, fine, she reached out and she did something nice. Okay, great. I don't care.
Yeah. That's.
I don't care when I say I don't care, I mean I don't care like I hate Britney Spears. No, I literally do not care one way or the other.
Yeah.
I would feel the exact same way if she had come out and said we should all ignore doctors' warnings and go back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay? I literally do not care what Britney Spears' political beliefs are.
Yeah. And
I know Comrade Brittany's a cute meme, but frankly, I'm tired of memes as well. So don't care.
yeah, very understandable and valid, because you did bring up, you do kind of poke at a point in my brain for a moment there, because while she is rich, she doesn't have the clout or the power that certain other rich people have that are in high political office and have the power to affect things. While she's doing good, it's, it would be also good if it came from people who actually could control the strings in the country. And let's face it, most of our celebrities really don't. Yeah. But Scully, do you have anything to add?
I mean, at least it's better than those people singing Imagine. Like, it's trying to, like, it'll do something, but at the same time, like, it's like you said, she doesn't really have that much power, to control things. I mean, good for her, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll admit, if I had the similar financial situation as Britney Spears does, hell yeah, I'd give more. But I just don't. And I think a lot of people are probably in the same place. It's like, we want to help, we just can't always help.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, especially when we can't help, but yet we see people who could help but don't. So, so I alluded earlier talking about how, Florida beaches weren't issued like a statewide shutdown. And that ties into this story out of Tallahassee. Governor Ron DeSantis asked Donald Trump, I refuse to refer to him as president, to declare Florida a disaster area, saying the coronavirus outbreak is having a drastic effect on the state's economy and medical providers. His letter to Trump, released late Monday, says Florida's hospitals and first responders are facing challenges rarely experienced. Declaration would make Florida eligible for federal aid. There's no hurricane, but DeSantis wrote that the state has already spent $208 million and its medical system is already burdened, with limited testing showing more than 1,400 people infected and 17 deaths. And as of this recording and as of this story, Trump has not acted on the request. And I have to say, again, see, here's the thing, DeSantis. You have the power to tell all of these coastal cities, from Miami to Tampa to Panama City to Pensacola to Jacksonville. You can say, hey, assholes, shut down your beaches and get separated, get that social distancing going on. You have the power to do that in this state, but you don't. Even Disney shut down before you did anything. And we know how Disney's this big, megalithic, big money. They said, yeah, no, we are putting our guests before anything else. Now, that's not to say they didn't fuck up with some of their college program cast members, but that's a whole different thing. The point of the matter is, Disney at least did something first. And they didn't require, just like most of the businesses in Graceville, didn't require government intervention. As far as I'm aware, they just shut down. And again, if I'm wrong, please tell me. I would like to be right. Now, I say all of that because if DeSantis had actually paid attention and listened to what people were saying and how this thing was going around, he would be like, oh shit, shut down everything that's non-essential. That includes the beaches, by the way. Then maybe you wouldn't have to be going and trying to say, hey, we're a disaster area. Maybe you wouldn't have to be doing that. Just saying. And yes, I put this in there because it's my state and I have a lot to say about it. Scully?
Like, come on. I mean, geez, Oregon and I think Washington and California have, gone on lockdown, and I think it should be his. I mean, he has like a moral and ethical responsibility to, do what he can to prevent the spread, and he ain't doing shit.
Yeah. At least not as far as been demonstrated. But he's like, hey, Daddy Donnie, can you give us money? Why? It's just and don't get me started on those two senators that we sent up there. I'm gonna cut myself off from that, and Erin, I'll let you take it if you have anything to say. Erin?
I could go the rest of my life without talking about the idiot in the White House. Thank you.
That's fair. So our last story is considerably lighter, given the situation and the circumstances, or at least comparatively lighter, I think is the word I want. And this one is out of Warrenton, Missouri, which, for those who don't know, Warrenton is right up there at Kansas City. Insert Oklahoma reference here. In another new twist to bizarre coronavirus stories, a situation developed on the Missouri side in Warrenton when a man was arrested after he licked a row of deodorant sticks at Walmart and shared the video on social media. Oh, combining two kinds of stupid here. The Warrenton Police Department arrested the man quickly, and charges are now pending. Warrenton Police and other law enforcement will take this situation seriously. Oh my God, that's why I need to edit these a little bit better. Take this situation seriously, so as a reminder of others in the immediate area to refrain from these types of actions during this tense coronavirus pandemic, or they will face arrest. Police thanked all those who reported the video so it could be addressed. City of Warrenton Police explained what happened in the following statements. A local resident who took a video of themselves licking merchandise after making a coronavirus statement at a Walmart and posting it to social media has been taken into custody. Charges will be pending through the Warren County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. Warrenton Police said the video of the man in the terrible act has gained national and international attention. The police department has received numerous comments about the video, and feedback came as far away as the Netherlands, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. So, hey, you want to get on the news, go lick shit at Walmart during this situation. By the way, don't encourage do that. Them. That's why I'm also saying don't do it. It's like a lot of the other criminal stuff. Don't do this. At the end of the day, don't do it. I've also seen stories going around of like people licking toilets during all this. Like, why? I literally do not understand the toilet licking one. I mean, this, while I don't agree with it, and I think the dude is getting what he deserves from it, I maybe could understand being a bitter troll. I could understand that. I don't agree with it. I think the dude is an asshole, but I understand it. I don't understand the toilet licking. But that's just me. Oh God, who did I start? Okay. Erin, you have any thoughts?
I have questions.
Okay.
Because once again, the way the story is written makes it extremely vague.
Yeah.
Okay. He licked a row of deodorants. Did he lick the cases, or did he take the cap off of each one and do that? Because if it's the latter, how far did he get without just going, this is a terrible idea? I mean, if you remember that stupid ice cream licking thing, at least, ice cream would taste good.
Yeah.
If you were going to do something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, if he's actually licking the actual deodorant and not just the cases the deodorant is in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, ooh. Deodorant might...
Also, I want to know who the guy who had to write the press release. I wonder if he was just like, if he got to the phrase licking the merchandise and was just like, Jesus Christ, what the hell has my life become?
I know, right? Like,
that's a phrase I just typed.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy be. Oh. Scully, do you have anything?
Well, okay. First off, ew.
Yeah.
And, ugh. I mean, I haven't seen the video. I don't think I want to. But, yeah. Like, okay, if you are gonna, troll people, do something that's not gonna, like, potentially harm them. Like, I don't know. If I was gonna do something really stupid, well, for one, I wouldn't do it during this pandemic, but if I was gonna, like, go out in public and do something stupid, I'd, like, I don't know, go shopping while wearing, like, one of those dumb horse head masks or something stupid like that.
Like,
not like lick stuff and get fucking germs everywhere. That's just
no. But yeah, I remember this one thing a friend of mine and I did like years ago. We were bored and we're like, you know what, we're gonna go just to the local Walmart and just go around. And so what we did, we got a few boxes of condoms. This is not going where you think it is. And we just decided to sneak up on like people who aren't looking at their baskets for a moment and just slip a box of condoms in there. Just for the hell of it. Because we were bored. We were bored. We live at the tip of the Bible Belt. And we were at a point where we wanted to scandalize old ladies. So
okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. It's relatively harmless. Not, the most that you'll see happen is some old lady be like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And honestly, some poor worker would have to go put it back. But it's compared to this asshole, that's relatively minor.
Yeah.
Just no. Oh, so on that note, we are gonna get out of here for this time. And do have an announcement to make before we get out of here. This is Erin's last show. He's backing out for however long, if or forever. That's his call there. So since this is your last episode here, Erin, I want to give you a little bit of time to just it's very rare that I have a chance to do an actual farewell episode with somebody because Kat pulled out, in between everything, and so we never got to give her a good send off. So this is like first time giving a send off. I really don't know how these things go. Do you have any words or anything you want to say?
Well, thank you for having me on the show for as long as I was. But the simple fact of the matter is, doing goofy, weird ass funny stories is fine. But the problem is that more and more the goofy, weird ass funny stories are getting mixed in with shit that's not funny at all.
Yeah.
And it's just not fun anymore.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the show. It has nothing to do with the listeners. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Anymore. And more I'm finding it harder and harder to care.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I know I just kind of sprung this on you literally right before we recorded, but I've been thinking about this for a while. And while I appreciate you, trying to work with my new work schedule, which was the first main reason why I haven't been on, is because usually we record on Sundays and I have to work on Sundays now.
Yeah.
It's just, I can't hear any more font of endless human stupidity. I just can't. Especially right now, where things are most likely going to get worse before they start getting better.
Yeah. And
maybe if things change for the better, great, but that ain't going to happen for a while. So it's not one of those things. I wish, there was another reason that I was not going on with this, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah. And that's totally fine and valid. And I don't and I want to put this out there. I don't want to force anybody into doing this show or make them feel like they have to out of some sort of obligation or whatever. If you feel you don't, if you feel like you can't, you just say, hey, I don't think I can do this, and I'll be like, okay, and I'll adapt one way or the other. Me and all the other co-hosts as well. So we're gonna miss you. It's been a pleasure having you on, and who knows, if things get better or what have you, we wouldn't mind having you on it in a guest capacity at some point later if you want. If not, that's totally cool too. Door is always open. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah. But with that, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna do our curtain call. Still, honestly, at the point of we're recording this one, don't know what we're gonna shoot the shit about, but we'll figure that out by the time we get there. So, Erin, do you have anything you want to plug before we get on out of here? Where can we find you
if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Shallow15, SHALLOW15. Also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/DubiousKhan, DUBIOUSKHAN. Not really putting up videos all that much, but I do stream from time to time. So I usually do it over there because I don't like Twitch.
Oh, and Scully, where can we find you?
You can find me at twitter.com/Scolipendra and Scolipendra91 at tumblr.com.
Sweet.
And I also have a channel called, if you're into Undertale shit, you can check out my group project, Fireglow Productions.
Ooh. So I'll have to check all that out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I've actually got to update the doobly-doo stuff. I didn't do that the last episode. Oops. But that's for editing me to take care of. But in terms of me, you can find me on the internets, on the Twitters, the Tumblrs, on the YouTubes at Gomer21XX. This show does have its own YouTube channel. Just look up Thespian Talk and there it is. Shows generally go up, they're supposed to go up between, about 7 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday, but we recorded a day later this week due to scheduling, which, I'm more than happy to work with, since I can work with it. So, But yeah, usually 7 p.m. Wednesdays, and that's 7 p.m. Central Time Wednesdays, on not just YouTube, but all your favorite platforms, including my website, rtgomer.com, which I also, as I mentioned earlier, have all of the new videos going up on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday basis. Those videos will be going up about 4 p.m. Central Time. Trying to think, is there anything else? Oh yeah, if you want to follow me on Facebook, just look up Gomer the Ranting Thespian. There you go, you'll find me there. Trying to get better, get back into, promoting my own stuff and all of that. And I even got the links between my site and the site's Twitter. If you want to follow that one, that's RT Gomer Prod, by the way. And now that I'm here and I have the time and I can actually keep an eye on it, I've been better about retweeting things that come from the site, not just my own stuff, but everybody else's too. So keep your eyes out for that. This show also has its own Twitter feed, Thes Talk Show. And I believe every link that I've mentioned for both, not just for myself, but for Erin, for Scully, should all be down in the doobly-doo. It better be editing me. I am talking directly to you. But yeah, we're going to get out of here. And if you're a patron of mine, we'll see you in the curtain call segment. So, but for everybody else, until next time, this is Gomer the Ranting Thespian with Erin and Scolipendra, signing off.